Okay, we're jumping into a reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, North Node. Really, if you have Scorpio anywhere in your chart, these messages may resonate. In Scorpio, your overall energy comes from the number 22, which is about support and relationships. And it simply states that you are building something long term. And the guidance is for you to just stick with the process. Think about the structures that you're creating for your future. Whatever it is, the message is that you're on the right track. Now, let's go ahead and break this down a little bit further. So your first little cluster of die for this dice divination reading, I don't think I mentioned that, but you have the number 8. And the number 8 is saying that you're entering a lucky streak, meaning that multiple blessings are stacking up for you. And within that number 8, we have the number 5, which is saying that you're going to receive a small but helpful boost. This could be money, this could be information, or this could be a favor. I'm leaning more towards someone might do a favor for you, and that is going to boost you or provide you the boost that you need with something that you're working on. And then we also have, we also have the number 3, which is about a gift, an offer, or a blessing that is coming. And so I feel like the major thing here is the guidance says for you to stay open to receiving. Okay. So I kind of feel like you need to keep your, what do they say? Keep your eyes peeled, keep your eyes open, because sometimes, I'm getting the sense of like people offering you things. And, you don't want to be a pest. You don't want to be a nuisance. You don't want to be a burden. And so you may tell people no. I'm hearing you be saying no, 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 when it's really yes, 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 yes. So I feel like you might be kind of itching to say no when someone offers you a favor, but the guidance is telling you to say yes. Some of you guys need to just say yes every once in a while, especially if you love to always say no when people are trying to help you out. I don't know if, someone has like a bad history of like, or maybe just there's like some of you guys were raised that, you can't get something for nothing, and we're not here to get to debate that or to get into that. But what you do need to recognize is that just because someone does something for you, it doesn't mean that you are automatically obligated to do something in return for that person. So a lot of the times people just feel guilt and shame for not, matching, someone's favor or, paying someone back for a favor. But that's not why they did it. They're not doing it to be paid back. Some people do, but if that's the case, then that's something that needs to be explicitly stated. But I feel like someone just wants to help you out in this instance, and the guidance is for you to be open to that. Another of your little clusters is just the number 3, and it's made up of the number 2 and the number 1. Now, the number 1 does suggest like, something feels off, and it's saying for you to not react emotionally, just pause and get your footing first. I feel like that's where I'm talking about. Like some of you guys may have been raised that, like no one just does things out of the goodness of their heart type thing. So it's going to cause you to feel like something is off. But I really feel like, this really truly is a gift, an offer, or a blessing for you. And you really just need to be open to that. Yeah, there are good people in the world. So, just kind of keep that in mind. There are some scumbags. We know that, but not everybody that you come across is a scumbag. And again, even if their intentions are to be a scumbag, right? Unless that was explicitly stated, you don't need to feel any type of way. So I don't know. Someone just needs to get over that. Like whatever. That's if someone has some type of malintent or like they feel like they're going to obligate you to something, like that's their personal problem. It is not yours. Okay. And then finally, we have the number 11, which suggests that there's some type of, it's transition or a change. I'm being guided to there being some type of change. And it talks about a separation that is going to influence some things. It says this is not the end, but it is a change. And honestly, this number 11, though, it's made up of the numbers 6, 4, and 1, which really, this is about like something valuable is showing up. There has to do with like a new relationship or a connection that is forming, whether it's a friend or a client or a partner. And then we have that one again, which is, something feels off. I don't know if like you are the type of person that like maybe you make just like one friend at a time, or maybe like you have a friend group that you've had like since childhood, and there's someone new that's coming in that you're being guided to like, give them an opportunity. Like I'm here, let me in now. Let me in now. So the guidance is for you to let them in, but you may just kind of feel a little bit standoffish for whatever reason. It could have something to do with like your past, or, I don't know. I don't know if maybe this is someone that like maybe you didn't get along with before. I have no idea what this is about. I'm really just being guided to like, some of you guys just have like a fear of, making new friends. So, but that's something that, maybe you just kind of need to look into that, or the best way to get over that is to just, give it a try and see how things work out, and just know that like, it can only, anything that happens, like it's only going to make you stronger. Maybe you feel like, you were used or something like that in the past, but that was that person. So, I don't know. I'm just going to leave that there. I hope that this was helpful. You guys be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, all of that good, juicy stuff. I love you, and have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now.